Hey, what is up, everybody? It's Steve Breach coming to you here today. The last video that we're going to talk about for WWE Survivor Series 2018 is going to be a match that has not been announced, but it is a match that has been talked about. And hopefully, after WWE's Crown Jewel 2018, I honestly hope that this match doesn't happen. I hope that this match gets scrapped. I never thought that Shawn Michaels would ever come back and return to wrestling. Shawn Michaels did come back. He wrestled at WWE's Crown Jewel 2018, returning and reuniting with Triple H to bring back DX. They wrestled against the Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker, and Kane. The match was not at 100%. There was an injury to Triple H. There was a missed spot that happened that sort of threw the whole match off from there. No real fault can get pointed at anybody for the injury or for the missed spot, but to me, honestly, you know, the match that we're talking about is Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. This, of course, would be the real big reason why Shawn did return. He came back. He was in the corner at the Super Showdown. That's nothing that is new. I mean, we've seen Shawn come back and be the special guest referee. We've seen him be in Triple H's corner. We've seen him come back and deliver promos with Triple H. We've seen, various DX reunions like on Raw 25. Just spots where you bring back a guy. And Shawn Michaels now has wrestling in his blood again. He has moved him and his family to Orlando. He works at the Performance Center where he gets in the ring and he helps a lot of guys and with their characters and their move sets and putting together matches and trying to build the superstar of tomorrow to make WWE a bigger and better place in the future. It's a part of Triple H's bigger plan of making the WWE a bigger company down the line and down the road. All right. Shawn came back. He wrestled this match. People have said that, this was all leading to basically Shawn versus The Undertaker one more time at Survivor Series. I'm hoping that no one out there really wants to see this match again. I know that in the grand scheme of things, it was supposed to be, Undertaker versus Shawn. Now Triple H is injured, but Triple H was never really supposed to be a part of this match. Maybe he was supposed to be on the outside. Maybe he was supposed to be cheering him on in his corner. Maybe they would do some sort of a spot where just to give Undertaker and Shawn some time, him and Kane would get involved in the match and be able to give a rest to Shawn Michaels and things like that. But I don't know. Shawn, he was gone for a long time. WrestleMania 26 was years ago, 2011. Now we're in 2018, so seven to 8 years Shawn's been out of the ring. And I know he gave a promo on the WWE's YouTube channel as well as on Twitter and Facebook where they interviewed him, and he said that he's been out of the ring for a long time. He said that week for him was hell, just trying to get over the nerves of getting back into the ring, if he was going to be able to be, Mr. Hall of Fame, Mr. WrestleMania, Mr. Main Event, whatever nickname he wants to go by this week. He didn't want to ruin, the aura or the persona that he had made with Shawn Michaels. He didn't want to throw that out. But honestly, to me, when I got the first glimpse of Shawn Michaels when he took off the cowboy hat at Crown Jewel, that to me is when I knew that it was over. That it just was not going to be the Shawn Michaels that we had known in the past. Everybody gets old. Everybody gets to that point that they just can't do it anymore. I know that if you set up the perfect match and everything goes 100%, you can go out there and you can have a good short match where, you use the smoke and mirrors, much like, WrestleMania 31 with Sting versus Triple H, and it comes off as a really fun atmosphere, and people remember it as being, one of the best matches that we've seen. of the night, but I don't know. I have the hugest doubts about this match, and I just really honestly don't think that they should go through with this match. Survivor Series in its own, it's already going to have AJ versus Brock. It's going to have, as of right now, Rollins versus Nakamura. Those are looked at as two big dream matches in WWE. Possibly the biggest match that you can have on the women's roster right now with Rousey versus Becky Lynch. I know that, in my opinion, I think Charlotte versus Rousey has appeal, but they're saving that for WrestleMania down the road come April. So, I know that, you have the Survivor Series and it's billed as a 4-hour pay-per-view. You're going to be having a women's tag. You're going to be having a men's tag. Possibly having, a tag team match where it's going to be, Raw versus SmackDown. Maybe they'll be having some sort of a tournament. I think you can fill the show up with that. You don't need to have Shawn versus Taker. It doesn't have anything to do with Shawn's promise to Undertaker. I don't care about that. That's all backstage stuff. He's been gone for a long time. He decided to come back. He had a match. Hopefully he made a shitload of money. It was fun to see him one time. I don't want Shawn Michaels to be that new guy that is just hanging onto the roster by a thread and you're just seeing him too much. I'm already there, so I'm just going to do it. I love Mick Foley. Mick Foley in small doses is a really, really good performer in the WWE. He went a whole lot farther. He was a really big part of the Attitude Era. He had some really, really good matches. Him against Triple H, honestly, in my opinion, is one of the best Hell in a Cell matches that there is when they were fighting for Mick Foley's career. No Way Out, I think, is what show that was, and I think it was 2000. That was a really, really good show. But somewhere along the line, we saw Foley too much, and we saw Foley come back and have matches that just weren't Mick Foley-style matches, and you can tell that he was just sort of just hanging around. And I don't want Shawn Michaels to be that guy. I know that, he always would come out and say that he didn't really follow the wrestling business that well when he came back or when he was asked, and he didn't have the best answers for what was going on in the wrestling business. But now here he is. He's working at NXT every day, and he's going to be seeing these guys, and these guys are going to be looking up to Shawn as somebody that they watched back in the day, and just saying that they want to get in there one more time. And, he closed the door on not wanting to do Shawn versus Daniel Bryan because he thought that storyline had been done to death, of teacher versus student. I'm hoping that we're not going to be seeing more of these teacher versus student matches in WWE. I'm fine and dandy saying that we've seen the last Shawn Michaels match, and I hope we have. And, if it does happen, if Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels happens, I don't really even know how you have a finish. Does Shawn get to beat Taker? And then honestly, when you look at Undertaker's last run in WWE, Undertaker loses at the Super Showdown. Undertaker and Kane lose at Crown Jewel. If Taker's wrestling now, Taker's going to wrestle at WrestleMania. Taker lost at WrestleMania, didn't he? Was this the year that he lost to Roman Reigns in the main event and we all thought that he was retired? What does Undertaker mean? Even that guy, you can sort of be like, what the hell is he still doing here? What does his match mean if he wrestles anybody? Even if he wrestles Finn Balor, in my opinion, what would be a dream match of Undertaker against the Demon at WrestleMania? If Undertaker's losing all these matches that aren't at WrestleMania, what's going to make this WrestleMania match special when we've already seen Taker lose at WrestleMania twice? You can't bring up the streak because he's not going to be going out there trying to wrestle at the next 20 WrestleManias to keep it going. So I don't mean to be calling this WWE's old folks home, because if these guys think they can still go and WWE still wants to pay to put them out there and think that people care about it, I'm all for it. You know what it is? But in my opinion, as of right now, I hope this is off the books.